G'day guys, welcome to Scotch Down Under. I'm Ken.
I'm the cue ball.
And I'm Scott.
And today we're going to have a look at Lagavulin 16. So Lagavulin is from Islay, one of my favourite places in the whole universe.
Yep.
And peat is what Ireland is renowned for.
Stacks of peat.
Stacks of peat. So this is a smoky one, a peaty one, and a lovely one. And somebody by the name of Nick Offerman, who played a character, Ron Swanson, on the American show Parks and Recreation, made this infamous. His character was a Lagavulin drinker, proud, it's the only thing he ever drunk, and even Nick Offerman, who played Ron Swanson, he's like an ambassador for Lagavulin, and he's made some amazing ads for them. You need to check them out on YouTube.
Yeah, the lucky bugger got to go to the distillery
multiple times.
And they've actually released, a particular expression.
Oh, the Nick
Offerman edition.
Yes, and I was so close to getting a bottle of it because I have a few of their releases back here.
Admit it, you're still gonna get one eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one eventually. So Lagavulin is down on Islay, way down the south of Islay, southern coast, right smack bang in between the other two, Lefroy and. Come on, starts with A. You should know it. Ardbeg.
I was just zoning out for a moment there.
Yeah, so
I was like, shit, he's talking to me.
There are 9 distilleries active on Islay, and Ardnho was the recent one that only just opened, and they haven't started distilling yet. Well, they've started distilling, but they're not actually producing yet because they've only just opened.
Didn't there actually used to be like 30 odd distilleries?
There was a
on Islay?
huge amount on Islay. Islay was a huge place, and
it's not actually that big an island, so to have as many amazing distilleries as it does is just super cool.
And even to this day, even with only 9 active distilleries, Whisky is their second biggest.
It's on my bucket list.
But it's their second biggest producer. Yeah.
And seller, more the point.
After agriculture.
Yeah.
Obviously, from the barley and stuff like that. But these guys don't actually get their own barley from Islay because Islay is such, as you said, a really small island. So they actually get it from Port Ellen, which used to be a distillery and is closed quite a while ago. And there are rumours that it's opening again, which is awesome because they produce some really good stuff. There are a few bottles of the Port Ellen floating around. They're not cheap, but are very good from what I heard. And so these guys actually, like most of the guys on Islay, get their barley malted at Port Ellen. So they get it in from the mainland. Port Ellen does all the maltings to the specifications of all the distilleries, and then they get it. So these guys stopped doing their own maltings in 1974, so they have to get it all from Port Ellen now.
That's still pretty impressive that they were doing their own up until then.
Yeah, that's fairly recent.
So in the grander scheme of things, because it was the early 1800s that.
Yeah, 1816.
Started. There you go.
Yep. So they just had their 200th anniversary a couple of years back, and they brought out some special editions for the anniversary. And so, but this is their staple release. So the 16-year-old is their staple release. They have a 12-year-old. They have an 8-year-old. Now they have the Nick Offerman 11-year-old. They've got a distiller's edition, and they do a jazz release and a few other releases. So they
do that Game of Thrones release as well.
Yeah, they Game of Thrones. There's one up there, sitting up there.
Which is rather nice.
Yeah,
rather nice. I've got to try that one.
I haven't yet.
You haven't tried it yet?
No, I can't convince someone to open it.
Not yet. I might get another bottle.
See, my son let me have some of his.
Talking about the bottle, I really like the bottle. I mean, the case is all right.
It's very classic style.
It's very
classic style. Classy, simple.
And there's a nice picture on there, which is really nice. They do that very old style of the little black and white picture of the bay. And it's a nice bit of writing on it. But the bottle, I do like the bottle shape and the green. Now they've changed their labelling a little bit. So a couple of years ago...
It's quite a pale green bottle too. So.
Yeah. They had a different... the red labelling down on the side, and so they've changed it a little bit. And you can actually tell if you've got an old bottle of Lagavulin 16, there's a little trick, which I'm going to steal this and actually... If you want to know when your bottle was actually bottled, if you take out the centre bit inside here, down the side, it actually has the date when it was actually...
Cool.
So if you get one of the older bottles that has the red down there, you can actually find out what year it is. And I've got one sent back there, and I think it was around 2011, so it's one of the older bottlings.
Very cool.
So that's a cool little secret trick. Nice. So yeah, they've got the year when they started, 1816 on there with Islay and the nice signature, and I like the little shield and the little symbols and stuff on there. It's a nice old school paper looking texture with the fonts on there, and a big red 16. Yeah, I think it's a nice
I think you covered that.
You covered it?
Yeah, you covered it pretty good.
Cool.
It's almost like it's your favourite whiskey.
Oh, we'll get into that. Let's crack this beauty open.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So how long since you guys had a dram of this one? We've all had it.
It's been a little while.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a couple of months.
There was something I spotted on the box here, and I know it's sort of revealing a bit as such before we actually get into it. But it's like, it's the statement is pungent and potent.
It is
And that sums it up
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yep. This is one of those ones you can smell it on the other side of the room.
I can smell it already.
Yep. Me too.
I can smell it since you popped the cork.
And it makes me happy. So instantly you get that peat coming off. Yeah.
It's been too long, Lagavulin. It's a very pronounced and like distinctive peat as well.
Very distinct.
You can smell that across the room, and if you've smelt it before, you'll just go, "Oh, that is Lagavulin."
Yeah.
Sorry, were we talking?
Come back to us.
Oh.
So it's 43% ABV, so it's not down the minimum 40, but it's not that high, so it's just a good amount. And I think they do chill filter and add colouring in it, but
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
It's a good enough.
But it's not a super dark, rich colour either. It's just nice,
No, they haven't
nice
gone
gold.
crazy. Yeah, they haven't gone crazy with the colouring. I just got, what was that? Lemongrass.
I'm getting like rock salt and like smoked fish.
Smoked fish, yep. Well, this is right on the coast. They have the waves smashing up onto the edge of the distillery there, so
Like the
I'm surprised there isn't a couple of fish flapping around in the old warehouse.
Obviously, there's the peat, the smoke,
yeah.
but there's a hint of citrus
Yep. That's why I was
And-
getting that lemongrass.
and dried fruit.
So like raisins and... Yep. Yeah, it's definitely there. The little fruity bit in there.
Yeah, a little bit. I just got that. I'm like, I see that. Yeah. Like burnt rock melons.
Burnt rock melons.
That's actually... He's not fucking wrong.
I just pictured two people and they got a fire, you got a fire, and you're throwing rock melons at each other through the fires.
Yeah. But that's 100% what I got. Burnt rock melons, and don't ask me how I've ever smelled that before.
Yeah,
'cause I've
it's
got
pretty
no
nice.
clue.
Rock melon has that zestiness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not an overly sweet, like flavour, not like a watermelon, which is more sweeter.
No, it's
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much sweetness to
But
it. But
yeah,
that
charred,
zesty chard.
like you know, which is it's a weird concept in itself to actually char a fruit, but like to actually
Like when you get tacos,
chuck
you
some
get like
rock
a
melon
blackened
on a grill for a few seconds.
buying tacos and you get like a side of blackened lemons to squash over it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar to that.
Yeah, and it's like a slight grilled meat in there as well.
Yeah, I think that's what I got as the smoked fish.
Yep.
But this would go amazingly with just any form of like massive steak.
Oh, definitely.
As Nick Offerman always puts it with.
Yep, red
Like a massive
meat.
porterhouse steak, yeah.
Yeah. Well, boys.
Yep.
Yep,
cheers.
can't wait any longer.
Neither can I.
Yep.
I actually waited this time, but...
Wood smoke.
Yeah.
Charring.
I'm having a moment. Can you quiet down a bit?
No.
I love the first sip of a Lagavulin after you haven't had it for a while. It's just amazing.
It's like welcoming home an old friend.
Yeah. Yep. But I'm with
There's
you.
almost a
charred.
nuttiness on the side of the palate.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
So
again,
we got that
it's
big.
just
We got that big steak drizzled
charred,
with
charred fruits,
charred fruit
wood
over it.
smoke.
rolled in toasted roasted nuts.
With a bit of fish.
Bit of fish flapping around on the side of the pan. Yeah.
All in a smoker.
Yep. All in a smoker. But one thing I love about the Lagavulin is you get that meat and the sweetness, but at the end you get that little lift.
Yeah.
So it's like you got the peat and the flavours, and then that little end is like a slight peppermint kind of at the end. It's quite distinct.
Peppermint.
It's almost like there's
Like the spice of peppermint, not the flavour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the feeling, like a mint, a cool mint. That little lift at the end.
Cooling, yeah.
like a breath mint. But yeah, I get what you're saying. There's that freshness in the finish that just comes through, and like it does. It's like the lingering of it. I find it drops off real quick, and then hangs around.
Carries on. Yeah.
So it's not like it sort of tapers off and it's gone. It drops, and then it hangs around for a bit longer.
It's
and
like
then
it's
gone.
like a nice blanket on a cold.
And like you said, yeah, it's like sitting down with an old friend.
Yep. Totally.
It really is. It's one of those ones that, you know, you don't have it for a while and you come back to it and it's just like, oh yeah, that's why I like this.
Yeah. Yep. It's definitely like you said, meeting up with an old friend. Let's add a little drop of water to it.
No.
No.
I don't want to.
No, I don't want
really
to.
don't
I
want
don't
to.
really have a lot left.
Well, I'm only
to be
going to put
honest.
2 drops in because
Yeah, 'cause-
I like it as it is.
I haven't got much left either, so I'll put a bit
I'm
less.
putting 2 drops in.
Than I
Scientific
normally would.
purpose, we
Yep.
might as well.
Don't get caught up on science again, please.
That was only an episode or 2
Yeah.
back.
I'll do a Scotty. I'll put 4 drops in there.
I'm gonna do.
Ooh,
I'll
yeah.
do my 4 as well.
I'm going to go you 4.
It's my standard, so I might as well stick with it.
And, like, here's another one for me with this. I love the fact that it's one of those ones that there are a couple of common pronunciations.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's face it. Lagavulin
Yeah.
is how you should say it, but I have heard some people say it as Lagavulin,
Yeah.
which I actually quite like. That
does-
rolls off
that
the tongue
does
quite
sound
nicely.
pretty good.
And I've thrown that one at bartenders a couple of times to try to confuse them. But you get you more often than not, they're like, yeah, okay. They know what you want, and that's the
Yeah.
best thing about it.
It's
they
always
know what you want.
it's always a good laugh when a new person starts in the bottle shop and you're like, hey, what's this called? Can you say this now?
Well, that's the beauty of Scottish distilleries in general. Is like, pronounce that for me.
Yeah.
Well, I go on what they say at the distillery whenever you see them in an interview and stuff like that. They say Lagavulin, so I'm
Yeah.
sticking on. But I do like the sound of that. That sounds pretty...
Lagavulin.
Yeah, Lagavulin. That sounds really good.
I'm probably going to get someone to hammer me in the comments for actually doing that.
Well,
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
might say, yeah, it actually, yeah, from where I come from, that's where they say it. But yeah, you never know.
It's just, it's one of those things. It's a mispronunciation that works.
Yeah. Yep.
That
And if it's
I
Gaelic,
feel
it might
like, in my mind, it's ruined it. Not
With a bit
ruined
of
it,
water.
But it's killed. Well, it's reduced the peat, and that's like
be. It has.
it's the staple of it is the heavy peatedness.
Don't get me wrong, the peat is still there on the nose. It's not as pronounced.
Yeah, it's not as it's still there, but
And
it's
obviously
nowhere near.
it's
It knocked
cut
it
the
back.
alcohol a little, and it's just more of that charred fruit. for me, it's brought out more of that iodine and the salty aspect. Almost made it more bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
has.
On the end of the on the end palate, it's made it a
It's
little
an easy
brittle.
sipping whiskey as it is. It doesn't need dilution.
Yeah, you don't need to do it.
Yeah.
No, it's made it a little bit more brittle.
But I mean, see, the thing is, I don't really look at with the dilution factor. For me, it's not about the alcohol content as such, unless it's one that's like pumped up there and I need to
I'm
actually
the
drop
same.
it back. But it's worth looking at it and trying it just to see what it does to it. Same as temperature changes, as we've discussed before.
Yeah, well,
But-
all those things happen and open up and change, and you get to explore it.
But like the last time I had a Lagavulin at home, it was just neat. That was it.
Yep, I always drink.
I did one night. I actually I poured 2 drams, and I put one in the fridge while I drank the other, and then came back to it, and it did open up a little more of the fruit in it.
Yeah.
Still had the peat.
but still had that beautiful
Oh,
peat.
nice. Might have to try that.
Yeah.
So
Because I feel like
it's worth
dilution
having a look
knocks
at.
off too much of the peat.
Yeah, it gets rid of the main characteristic, which I really enjoy. Well, I'm not going to have another sip because...
Yeah, I literally just
There's-
looked at how
there's
much I
about-
had. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I'm gonna have a little one.
So we all know how much this is worth.
Yeah.
You remember how much this is worth?
No, because it's been a while since I bought one.
Have a guess then.
But from memory, it's about 120.
Yeah, I
A
think.
little bit more. 139.
Yeah, well there you go.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So the
Price in my
average,
shop. I was thinking 120 because that's what it was before the tax increase last week.
yeah, so it's been floating around 140 in most places for quite a while now, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
But saying that,
It is
Still
worth
happily
it.
pay it.
yeah. Going back to how you say this is one of my favourites, this is one of my favourites. If I had to make a decision of only having one whiskey for the rest of my life, I can only pick one, it would be this.
Hey, look, let's face it, we've all caught up, and before we started doing this, we all caught up on a regular basis to have drams.
Yeah.
And I can only think of maybe 1 or 2 occasions where you didn't bring a bottle of this.
Yeah.
I can't.
Probably
think
because
of-
I'd just finished one and hadn't opened another one.
Exactly.
I've always got a couple
So-
on the bar.
Look, everyone has
Yeah,
1, 2,
there's only
3, 4, 5.
everyone has their favourites, their constant go-tos that they've always got, or they keep coming back to.
Yeah.
yeah.
And this is one of those ones that, you know, if I haven't got it at home, or, you know, if I've dropped round to see a friend and they've pulled it out and said, fancy a whiskey? Hell yes.
Oh, I would never turn down.
Hell
Lagavulin.
yes.
Yeah.
I would never, ever turn down. So yeah, if I was stuck on a desert island, I'd be taking this with me.
I'd take water.
Nah, I'd take this.
The water of the gods.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, look, at a pinch, and then, look, it's science again, but there is a way that you can turn this back into water.
It's got water in it.
There's a bit of natural filtration that goes on. It goes through the body, and then you've got to do some more filtration and a bit of boiling, but you can get it back to water.
Fair point, yeah. A
Hey.
case of that or a case of water? Yeah, that's better.
They put water in it from Lagavulin because there is a little place called Lagavulin where this is from. So they got the water from there. So it's got water in it. Hey, don't need no more
You
water.
can't make whiskey without water.
Exactamundo. So this has got water in it. Don't need no more water. So I'm going to give this... I want to give it a 10. I really do, because this is the whiskey I would take if it was the last one. But I'm going to give it a 9.8.
You have to look at it subjectively.
Yes, I'm going to give it a 9.8 because it is chill filtered. It is a little bit pricey and it is only 43%.
At the end of the day, is it the greatest whiskey you've ever had?
No, there's no such thing.
Exactly.
There's always another whiskey
So
you can try
it's-
that could be better.
That's right.
Are we ever actually going to give a whiskey a 10? Who knows?
Well, if it blows your mind and takes your socks off, it might.
Yeah, but I can actually see why you're doing that, because there is one whiskey I'd give a 10 to.
Which is?
A Highland Park 15.
Yeah, but you can't get it anymore.
I know. I'd still give it a 10. And oh no, we finished my bottle, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
So, how much would you give the Lagavulin 16?
I would give I reckon a solid 9.5.
9.5?
Yeah. Like, it is very good. I like the peat. that's pretty much it.
I'm with you because,
Yeah.
like, as much as I love this and enjoy this, I think there's one or two expressions from Lagavulin that I've tried that I've actually enjoyed more.
Yep. But you've got to pay a lot more for them.
Like the 25.
Well, the 12-year-old Distiller's Edition that crops up quite regularly,
That is a good drop.
you know, which is around the same price.
Or
No, it's
No,
quite a
no,
bit
no,
more.
more.
Yeah.
it's about 200.
Yeah.
Well, it's jumped up significantly since I last had one then. Or more the point since I last actually bought a bottle.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was a real standout and things. But by the same token, I'm still going to hammer this with a right on the head with a nice solid 9.5.
Yep. Yep.
The Distiller's
you know-
Edition is something else, but
Oh, yeah.
Or even the 12-year-old is a good one.
at the bar that I frequent, they had a bottle that hadn't been opened, and I asked them to cork it. As soon as they popped that cork, people in the back of the room were like, "What the hell is that smell?"
Isn't that bottle that's like we've polished it?
Yeah,
today?
there's that much left.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because of us.
Yeah.
We have a problem.
We like Lagavulin. What can
Yeah.
we say? And
Lagavulin
yeah.
is-
And as Nick offered,
So, you know, look, 9.5 from me and him.
9.8.
9.8 from you. Round it off. Yeah, that's a 9.6 average.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9.6.5.
so if you've
There we
never
go.
tried Lagavulin 16, Nick Offerman is definitely going to be telling you, get some, because you have to get some of this. It's really, really good stuff. So, until next time, have a good one.
That's fucking good whiskey.
Yep.
I feel like dissolution.
Dilution.
Dilution's not the way to go with 43% on a
you wanna start
Lagavulin
again?
16.
Fuck.